Hi guys, welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. Today we've decided to make a recipe out of the Poole's Diner cookbook, and this is watermelon with avocado, chèvre, basil, and sweet onion vinaigrette. One of the ingredients for this is another back pocket recipe that we've talked about before. We've gone ahead and separated that out, and so that should be available before we get to this, and that's just sort of a basic vinaigrette with some changes from her basic red wine vinaigrette. So they'll all follow the same sort of flow, but we'll have that. So we'll have that recipe up before this one. But this is just a very simple recipe with some slices of watermelon and some cheese and some herbs and some vinaigrette. Oh, and avocado. For our watermelon salad recipe, what we need is a thick slice of, about 2-inch thick slice of watermelon. So I'm gonna try to slice this. And I've got my cleaver here to try and help me. I'm not sure how well this is gonna go. We'll see. But the way the picture is, it says 4 slices like that, but the way the picture is, it's basically a thick slice cut into quarters. So we're gonna go with that because I don't think any of us need a whole slice of this watermelon 2 inches thick with our meal. So. That wasn't too bad. I think it's not going to be evenly 2 inches thick, but we'll see. Oh no, it's not. Not too bad. So what I'm going to do now is trim off a bit of that, which you should never cut towards yourself, by the way. More likely to hurt yourself that way. And then I'm going to cut this into quarters because this recipe is supposed to serve 4. So there we go. Got our watermelon cut. So basically this recipe is just assembled on the plates. So I'm just gonna put these slices onto a plate, nice sides up. And when we have everything else done, we will add them to these plates. All right? We'll be back in a bit with the rest. So now we're about ready to eat, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish off our watermelon salad. I was gonna show you guys how I cut avocados because I know a lot of people have problems with that and it seems relatively easy to me. However, there's a part of this recipe where she makes them very pretty and fans them out, and we'll see if that works. I'm not sure about that. I've never done that before, but just basically start at the top, cut around the whole thing, twist it, and it comes open. Be very careful with your knife. Get it stuck into the pit, and it comes out on your knife. And then all you have to do is use your thumb to push that pit off. I'll do that with the other one. Each one of these gets a whole half of an avocado, so that's generous, and my children will love it. All right. So now what we're supposed to do is slice these very thinly, but leave some space at the top where it's connected so that you can fan it out prettily on your plate. So it's always beautiful at the restaurant if you've ever been to the Poole Diner restaurant. Also, be very careful if your knife has a sharp tip. You might hurt yourself doing this, because it will go through the back of the avocado if you are not careful. That's okay. I like to do the same part to each of the avocados before I move on to the next part, just because that makes sense to me. These are not all perfect, but they will do, I think. So now I've just got a large spoon here, and I'm going to scoop them out and try to keep them pretty and connected. Like I said, I've never tried to do that part before. And then it didn't necessarily cut all the way through on some of them. Well, maybe I should have done one and figured it out, but oh well. Well, they won't be as pretty as the picture. So what I'm supposed to do now is just salt and pepper these separately. All right, we're gonna put one on each of these plates. You guys probably can't see all of them, but I'm going to go ahead and put the avocado on, and then I'll dress one plate fully so you guys can see. Actually, I can probably move it. Get a little bit easier. All right. So now we're going to crumble an ounce of this goat cheese on each plate. This is really not too expensive. I found it at my regular grocery store. La Bonne Vie goat cheese, soft Chevre. And so we're just going to crumble. It came in a 4-ounce package, which is what we needed for this recipe. So I'm just going to crumble it on top on each of these 4 plates. So now we have some basil. We're just gonna tear over top of each plate. They're a little wilty because they've been sitting out for a while and they wilt pretty quickly, but they are fresh. I have fresh basil in a pot on my deck. Okay. And now all I have to do is top this with some, this is sweet onion vinaigrette that we made. There's a recipe for this. Should have shown up before on our channel, before this recipe. So it's pretty good, looks still pretty emulsified. So I'm just gonna drizzle some on each portion. All right, and that's it. That's the watermelon with avocado, chèvre, and goat cheese. Oh, chèvre, basil, and sweet onion vinaigrette. It's a really long name. So we're gonna eat. Hi guys. Today we made watermelon with avocado, chèvre, basil, and sweet onion vinaigrette from the Poole's Diner cookbook. And I'll let you know, hers was much more beautiful than mine, but mine was still pretty, and it was delicious. And for a recipe that was basically just cutting up some raw ingredients, had to make the vinaigrette. That's still not that difficult. And it's a good technique to know. You should see the video for the vinaigrette right before this one. It was really easy. You know, cut up some raw ingredients, combine them, drizzle some vinaigrette on top of it. How could that be difficult? And really, you don't have to make it as pretty as hers is, and it's gonna still taste really good. We loved it. My kids had different pieces and parts that they didn't like. One doesn't like goat cheese, one doesn't really like watermelon, but they ate most of it and they enjoyed the other parts together for sure. They are always really happy to eat half of an avocado. And my husband doesn't actually like goat cheese, but he still ate it and thought it was delicious. Well, he thought it was good, and if he liked goat cheese, it would probably have been better, but it was still really good. All of the flavors just came together really nicely, in my opinion, and it was a sum that was greater than all of its pieces. I, however, really liked all of the pieces separately, so, you know, take that for what it's worth. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button down below and hit subscribe if you haven't yet. There should be a little round thing right about here coming up. And in the comments below, let me know if there are any cookbooks that I should take a look at that I haven't done any videos from yet. Any chefs that I should be aware of that maybe I'm not, or any recipes from these books that you would like to see me make. So thanks for watching Cooking the Books with Heather. It's pretty sweet. When you talk, when you have liquid in your mouth, sometimes you choke. You can cut that part out.